So I want to talk about God a little bit. I'm finding it amazing. Well, let me backtrack just briefly. I was raised by a mother who is an atheist. And all my childhood, teenhood, young adulthood, well, my whole life, I've always felt like I didn't get any Christian schooling, except for the occasional Sunday school through my grandmother. And yet I always had this pull towards God, but I didn't know how to, if there is a how to, go about it. Obviously, when I was a child and, I couldn't do much about it. But when I was an adult, I would tell people I was agnostic. Like my mom, I would tell her I was agnostic. I knew that I knew for sure that there is some entity bigger than myself and all of us, and I believe that things happen because they are supposed to happen, and we may not know the reason ever. Sometimes we find out while we're still on this earth, but sometimes we'll die and never know. I've always known that since I was very young, and I've always known that there was some order, someone that I don't want to, not really controlled the world, but I just had always felt there was more to the life we lived that we didn't take advantage of. Anyway, so I did finally come out as Christian, but I still didn't have very much guidance. And I wasn't raised to be a person that was thankful or grateful ever. So I didn't grow up with a natural vernacular of Christianity and Catholicism and knowing all the stuff you're supposed to know, what to do, when, where. And so I tend to be a very negative person. I always see, 90% of the time, I see life, the cup's half empty, nothing goes right. Why me? Why is it always me? It's not fair. And on the plus side, when things do go my way or go smoothly, I don't think much of it. I just go, woof, glad that was over, instead of, thanking God for making my worst imaginings of what would happen come true. Like, it's part of it is my autism. I don't understand how people converse. I don't know the rules. I don't get the rules. You can tell me the rules and I can follow the rules, but I don't know the rules, and I can't practice them because I can't as I said in another video, hang back and mingle. And it's not here like I'm thinking, or anxiety. It's a overstimulation when there's even a small group mingling, and all these little voices and movement and kids hopping up and down and things like that. And those are situations that I have to like leave church and make a beeline through it to get to my car. And yet I want to be able to be someone that comes naturally to them, and I feel sad and lonely. Okay, so it's been about 4 months into my journey to become a full member of the Catholic Church. I'm observing as I do. My MO has always been, from the minute I came out of the womb, is to spend a long time silent, watching what everybody in this situation was doing, and then imitating them. Sometimes in a bizarre way, like exactly imitating them, changing how I dress, do my hair. I didn't have a very good sense of who I was. I still don't. I still have this problem. I see people, I'm empty, basically, and I see people on media and stuff like that, and I adopt everything. I don't just go a little bit. So, that has happened. But what I wanted to say is, what I found amazing since I've been going to Mass and, really putting the work into it, reading, thinking, asking questions, which I can do via email for my comfort, which Father Tim is fine with. Sometimes I can ask in person. It depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Hands are going. So I am always upset with how I didn't do something right or can't do things right, and I'm always negative and nothing goes my way. And yet, since I have been dedicating myself to becoming a Catholic, be in the Catholic Church is what I mean, because that's something I want so bad. I do all this complaining and whining, and yet I have been blessed since day one. I've been frustrated by things, but they've always fallen into place. Day after day, something has happened, and I don't pray well. I don't know how to pray. I get it all jumbled up in the proper way, and I know there's not a proper way, but there is a proper way if you're Catholic. But and yet I keep getting these surprise gifts landing in my lap. I rescued a cat that had showed up at a gas station or was dumped at a gas station, and he was sick and skinny, and they had put some ice water out for him. It was really hot, and I went in, I asked them, they said, we don't know where he came from, we think someone left him here. And he was just greeting everybody, but you could tell he didn't feel very well. And as I am, and this is something I do, I scooped him up, took him home, And now I'm like, he needs to have teeth removed, and it's very expensive. And I'm like, I can't afford that. He's gonna have to be euthanized if I can't figure something out. And I put a plea on my dog training Facebook page, which I have like thousands of followers, and most of those people I've never met. And someone donated $500. So, and we can pay off the rest, they said, if it costs more than that. And I'm absolutely astounded. Now, why do I keep reverting to life sucks, nothing goes my way? Because another thing is, I was struggling to get something done on YouTube, and it was getting very complicated. I was getting very upset, and it was taking days. And then I just woke up today and decided to check up on my status of where I left off. And apparently I'd figured it out, because it's all fixed now, and I didn't even realize I'd fixed it. And all that worry and frustration is gone. And yet I'm still in that negative place. So my first thought isn't always, oh, thank you, God, for doing this. So it was really bothering me to be thankful. And I know that it's happening slowly, though, that I am getting more in the mindset of what it is meant to be Christian. And then on top of that, to be a good Catholic. So I have to go train this golden retriever how to leave it and stay.